Became a Christian in the fourth year of secondary school, now known as Year 10. At the end of the fifth year of secondary school, my dad, so it was in the summer term, my dad had a heart attack, went into Guy's Hospital and had a pacemaker fitted. And then on the 1st of July, he died very suddenly. The manner in which he died was tragic, it was deeply distressing, and very difficult for us to come to terms with. From around January, my life just kind of unraveled. Around about February, I thought that God was leading me to fast. As well as fasting, I was eating less food at meal times. So that meant that I was losing weight, and it got to the point where I realized I'd need to stop fasting. The conclusion I reached was that in stopping fasting, I was disobeying God, and thought that as a result of that, I had lost my salvation, that I was no longer a Christian, and that led to some really dark thoughts. I was kind of thinking, well, if I'm no longer a Christian, I won't be going to heaven. In my mind, there was no way back. And just to remember waking up in the morning, lying in my bed, thinking, I don't want to face the day. There's no point in proceeding in life, really. And obviously people could see what was happening. I was very gaunt, looked pretty grim. My clothes were kind of hanging from me, and I was admitted to Orpington Hospital, spent 9 weeks. I was on the medical ward because they had to address the physical aspect of what was happening, and I had many sessions in the occupational health unit, and I just found it really difficult to share what was actually happening in my mind. Some friends of mine were getting together on Good Friday, and they had decided that they would read the entire Easter story. They'd invited me along. I was a little bit uncertain about going along, but I did because they were really good friends. And when I got home, I went up to my bedroom and just wanted to kneel, and something powerful happened. I had this very strong sense that Jesus was in the room, and then I had this vivid mental impression. There was this prison, and I was in the cell, and then the door was opened, and I knew that it was Jesus opening the door, and he was inviting me to come out of the prison. Just all those dark thoughts that I'd had just kind of disappeared, and I had this overwhelming sense of the love and kindness of Jesus. And in that moment, I knew that I hadn't lost my salvation. I had this assurance that I was a Christian, that my relationship with God was secure, that it felt like it had been restored in those few minutes. Gary invited me to stay with the family that he was lodging with in Chorley Wood. On the Saturday afternoon, Marianne felt that she had this psalm that she should share with me. Within it described God's abundant provision. She felt that it was God's intention that I should fully enjoy food, fully enjoy his provision. And as the verses were read, it was as if truth was dawning in my mind. It felt like there was my mind was being liberated, and also that the fear I had of eating what I regard as too much was kind of broken. I went from 8 stone to 13 stone over a period of time. But during that time, I continued to worship daily, to read the Bible, and also kind of engaged with all the church activities, spent time with friends who are Christians, and just found that in doing that, often just the bit like almost like this shaft of light, that the truth would bring this kind of shaft of light into my mind. Oh, no, that's the truth. And through the years, I've kind of recognized the power of verses in the Bible, and I've had to kind of make the decision. I'm going to apply truth to any lies or negative thoughts that come into my mind. And I think the other thing I want to say is I've just really appreciated God's kindness and grace through all that has happened, really. He's very kind, yeah.